Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome back. Round number 5 of the NSP Championship. Boys, and possibly girls, probably not, but boys, we have an exciting round tonight because whilst I haven't got the red plate in this series, since I'm just the guy yapping about it all night, what we do have tonight is a three-way tie for this championship. There's only going to be one leader at the end of the day. It's impossible for them all to score the same amount of points in one night. But I'm very excited to see how this goes. Because as it sits right now, we've got Cam, Brock and Rush all tied on points. There's 11 rounds of this series, I believe. And this is round 5. So we're not even half... Well, can't really be halfway through. We're almost halfway through after this one. How I look at it right now, I think Cam has the most raw pace on the track, but sometimes rides a little bit over his head, or isn't the smartest in the opening lap, so he has to come from the back. Brock is only just slower, I think, than Cam in raw pace, but puts himself in better positions at the start to capitalise. And then Rush, I think, is a little bit slower than the pair of them, but just has a disgusting level of consistency and patience in the race. So it's three different ways of going about it, but all seem to be having the same outcomes right now. So I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that today is just as a good race as we had last week. I hope it's just as stacked as last week as well, because this round right now is the final, I guess, chance for people to practice their Supercross SMX-y style of racing before the aerial SMX starts next week. Thank you, by the way, Alex. I have got it in my game. And I should have all 3 red plate holders bikes in game as well, by the way. Everybody sent me their stuff, which is really, really cool. And I think we've got about 2 minutes or so before the qualifying servers go up. And we'll just kind of dart back and forth between servers, see how people are getting on. It's an easy track today, or easier, I should say. We'll load it up if you haven't watched any of the preview stuff yet. And much more traditional of a Supercross track. So Aiden just said he wanted a bit of diversity in this series. So if you remember back at round 2 at Las Vegas, it was over 2 minutes long Supercross track. And this one now is around the 55-second mark or so, and is a lot easier. So we'll see how it all goes today. I'm very excited. And I just commentate this series. I do not partake in it. And I'm a bit washed in my old age these days. Supercross is a little bit difficult for me to get my head around, but this track's enjoyable so far. I'll show you a quick lap before we watch these boys in qualifying. We've got a long whoop section here. I'm always a fan of a long set of whoops. And we've got almost like a quad into this corner over the inside roller. Thank you very much, Moisek. Welcome back to the streams as always. Always appreciated. Love to have you here. Then we've got a little quad in. You are meant to quad that, but I may have completely forgot where I was on the track, and then you can triple into the corner. Round to the left here, you want to go triple in, triple out again, and then you can't actually triple this. I've tried really, really hard. There's not enough pops. You have to go double single, up and over the walls. A couple of alternative ribbons you can do through here. You can either step on or you can step over. And you want to go triple, triple again, over this table, triple into the corner. Round to the right. If you get a good angle, you can triple over that as well. Then round to the left, and that is a lap. So a much shorter lap time than some of the other tracks that we've had. And I think it's the only round that we're going to have out of these 11 rounds in this series that doesn't go outside and come back into the stadium. So we shall see. In regards to the codes, Fuzzy, it's on the aerial SMX, so it's Friday. So it's not today, if you're referring to the codes for Checkers track. And Checkers has slid in my DMs, and he's given me 3 of them. And I'll let him know that I'll give them out throughout the course of next Friday's stream. It will be done. I'll pop them up on screen, you know, on like a first come first serve basis as and when it happens. I'll probably do it at three different points throughout the night. Got to play the YouTube game, you know. Got to keep that viewer retention up. Keep people watching so they can get a free track in there. So our in-game SMX is going to be on Friday. The real-life SMX is going to be on Saturday, to the best of my knowledge. Now, I haven't actually looked at any of the SMX track maps yet this year for real life, so I've got no idea what we're getting into. No clue whatsoever. I'm hoping they go along the lines of almost making them a bit Daytona-y. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if there's going to be ruts or not. I hope so. I believe they want to lean in that direction. Add a little bit of roughness to SMX. I think the general consensus is that the people competing want it to be a little bit rough now. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on there. Let me have a look and see if these qualifying servers are up. They are indeed. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a hobo by his toe, kiss his mum, let him go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Right, we'll go into Group D first of all. Join not as a spectator as I usually do. Love that, by mistake. Yeah, I think, so from my understanding, without going on like an aerial tangent, because we're here for NSP tonight, I don't want to talk about other series too much. The reason that all of these Supercross tracks this year, outside of Daytona, were all flat, even though people wanted them to have pre-built stuff, was to keep a level of consistency across the whole series, because you don't want to have like half of the series be one way and then it change again, and then maybe let's say people don't like that and they go back. So just to keep the year's worth of tracks consistent, they wanted to keep it flat, which I can also understand. And I mean, I think Daytona was most people's favourites. Now, apparently we've also, I haven't seen the bike yet, but I see Brock in chat saying to look at his bike whenever we get into a server with him. I think there might be some shithousery going on. Now, if that is not a term that is very common with people outside of the UK, shithousery essentially means... what's the best way we can do it? Basically, like, take the piss out of someone, but in a funny way. So we'll see what Brock has done to his bike, because there was a little bit of drama in the NSP Discord chat between Cam and Brock before and after last round. So I think before it, Cam was saying he beat Brock by like 48 seconds or something, and then after Brock won last week, he clapped back and he was like, "Oh, Cam, I've beaten you by 39 seconds." So whilst Rush is kind of sitting there being everybody's friend on the outside of it all, I think there's a little bit of a heated rivalry going back and forth here between Cam and Brock. And whilst I don't think any of them would want to admit it, because it is just a bit of MX Bikes at the end of the day, I think they both probably do want to win this quite badly. And I'm here for it. You know, I love all sorts of drama that I'm not involved in personally. I'm going to back out this server because there's only 7 people in here. I do want to try and find a server that's a bit more stacked, a bit more populated. In terms of lap times, the preview that I put up onto Instagram earlier today, it was a 55.4, and I think it took me... I'd done it after I recorded my preview video. It took me 3 laps, 3 attempts. So it's not a difficult track to get a good lap in. And I expect top times to maybe be up a low 54, high 53, depending on how hard these boys are going to be scrubbing their way through sections. I'm very good, thank you, Ryan. Welcome to the stream. I am racing Aerial SMX. Yeah. Cam's on the sub 54. I thought that sounded about right. Notice my lack of speed in Supercross these days is in the turns. Like, I don't know how these boys can rail the flat corners so fast. I always just feel like my front end's going to push like over a berm, or if I turn a little bit tighter, the back end will step out on me. All right, what we got in here? We've got Willie in this one. Cam's in this one as well. Pumpakasu's racing tonight as well, so that's another person that is going to be really fast. I don't, unfortunately, think Pumpakasu will win this. He does seem to be a little bit hot-headed at times, and I think this might be a comeback race for him. I haven't seen him about for a while, so we'll see how he does. I don't know if he watches these streams, so I hope he doesn't take offense to this, but I'm going to put this out there now. I don't think he makes it to the end of the main event. Feel free to remember that, and we'll see if that comes true later today. We've got Chad Jr. in here, who is Das, who is another really, really fast rider. But then for like Das, for example, Willie's done a few 450 rounds now. I don't know if I've seen Das do much 450 action, at least personally. Like he might have done, I just haven't seen it. So we've got a few fast people in here. We shall see. Saw a retirement from Nations earlier. That's okay. It ended up, I think it was quite convenient actually, because then it put, I think it was Neon up into a spot to be able to be eligible for qualifying. Right, so is this, this is actually qualifying that's already started, okay. So we have got Mr. Cameron Boxy Box here. Hey, as you see, we've got a red plate going on. I don't see any special graphics on the bike if you're wanting to kind of take a dig or take shots at Brock at all, but I think Brock might have something a bit special on his bike by the sounds of it, which is most likely pointed at Cam. I mean, since Alex has said it in chat now, I may as well tell all of you, as Cam puts down a decent lap time there, that I will not be racing this year's MX Bikes of Nations. It's not the first year that I haven't raced it, but it's going to be the first year that I don't try and qualify. I have messaged Narvo, who is the usual MX Bikes of Nations streamer, and he has said that I am more than welcome to join him in the booth. So I'm actually quite excited for it. I would say, other than Anaheim 1, I feel like Nations is the biggest event that we have of the year in MX Bike, so it's going to be a privilege to hop into the booth with Narvo. And I also think it's quite cool from the standpoint of, in real life, they usually have, like, Paul Malin on the UK side, since he does the GP commentary, and then, I mean, in the past they've had, like, JT as well, for example, on the US side. So I think it will be quite a cool comparison, having Narvo being from the US and then me from the UK in MX Bikes. And me and Narvo are both old men. You know, I feel like we have the similar sort of humour and ways of going about things, so I think we'd bounce off each other quite well. So the way Nations works is, if you haven't already been messaged or invited to the Discord, I don't think you are eligible to qualify for it. It goes off of points earned throughout the entire year, so both Supercross and Motocross combined, and if you're in like the top 3 of your country, then you get given a space to try and qualify. Qualifiers for it are on, I think it's September the 27th, which is a Saturday, and then the actual Nations is on October the 11th, which is also a Saturday. So we shall, we'll see. Rumour has it no Lee Diffie for SMX. I don't mind that at all. I'm not the biggest of Lee enjoyers. Now if they just could get rid of Ricky as well, that would be nice. Get Daniel Blair in there. And you know, I used to give JT a lot of stick back in the day, because I didn't really like how he spoke about things. I remember I messaged him on Instagram once, just taking the piss out of him, and then he saw it and didn't reply. I think I was replying to a story or something, I can't remember. But these days I'm a bit more fond of old JT. I'm not racing Nations. In the simplest of terms, I don't believe I am quick enough to qualify for it this year. And it's one of them where I think I need to make my bed early and lie in it. I can't have the best of both worlds. I can't try and qualify and then be like, oh, didn't make it, let me commentate now. I think I need to, before it all happens, be like, no, I'm going to commentate it this year rather than try and qualify and not making it. Because the best chance of me being in it is just to commentate it. Last year, I think I did say the same thing, and I kind of got lucky. So last year, if nobody was about for last year's qualifying, I had to beat Cam for the position. And how the qualifiers works is you have 2 or 3 people from the same country across 2 motos, but then there's like a 30-man service. You'll have like 10 countries all trying to qualify for themselves. So it's like a normal race, but I have to beat Cam overall. And last year I went 2-1 in moto results, and Cam went 1-2, because the UK actually has quite a stacked MX Bikes team for some reason. I wish it was like that in real life, but we suck arse in real life lately. I don't know how long until we have like a heavy contention real life team, how many years it's going to be. But I like numbers. I'm a bit of a maths guy. There is not one round this year in outdoors that I have finished ahead of Cam overall other than the last round, and that's because he kind of wasn't really trying at the end. So statistically, my chances of getting that spot are none. So I would much rather go in and take a little step back. You know, I've been involved in, I think it's 3 different years of MX of Nations. Is it 3 or is it 4? I'd done a year where it was me, Jack and Reese. I'd done a year where it was me, Hurls and Cam. There was a year where I failed to qualify, where Owen made it in and then decided he wanted to go to a party instead and fucked over the UK. I had a year where it was me, Tyler and Aqua. Then I feel like I'm missing a year. Oh no, and then I've done another year where it was me, Cam, and... was it Neon? It might have been Neon. So I've been part of 4 out of the 5 MX of Nations for Team Great Britain, which is a pretty good track record. So I'm happy to leave it at that. You know, I've done my bit. It's time to pass the torch over to the youngsters that can do a much better job of it than I can. So, yeah, we'll see. Any news on Tyler? I don't believe so. I don't know if he's still in the hospital. Well, last I saw a picture where he's got a back brace on now. But I mean, in terms of like messages, he's been typing in Aerial Discord and he seems absolutely fine. I mean, if anything for him, it's an excuse where he hasn't got to go to work for a while, so he can sit and grind some MX bikes ahead of SMX. So it's probably actually works out to his benefit. And he's in the UK as well, and you get like, you know, like personal insurance where you can't work. He probably gets paid out a little bit as well. Doesn't have to pay for any surgery or anything for his back because it's through the NHS. So he's loving life right now, probably outside of the probably excruciating pain and long rehabilitation process that he's going to have to go through. Tyler, he got a jump wrong riding IRL and he broke his back. So not ideal from Tyler. That means you might get the spot, Aiden. Yeah, what's your situation at the moment, Aiden? Where do you kind of stand? Because I messaged Chicken today about being in the commentating role instead, and he removed me from the Great Britain chat, so I don't know who's in what class at the moment and who's competing for what class as well. Let's hop into groups B. Unless you're... I wouldn't have thought you'd be in the B team, would you, Aiden? I feel like you've got enough points to be in the top 9 of the UK riders. You could throw a spanner in the works, Aiden, and try and qualify for 250. Right. I've joined every server except the server with Brock in it, and he wanted me to look at his bike here. Don't know who Deer Hunter is. Again, it could be another person that's changed their name, but good lap time from Deer Hunter, 54 flat. With Rax in here as well on a 54.4. We got Rush in a 54.5. Everyone very similar lap times here. Haven't seen anyone dip into the 50... Did we see Cam get into the... No, Cam was in the 53. He was 53.9, wasn't he? So basically, where I said people would be. You got Neon, Reese, Dorian's in here. Got a few fast gamers, you know. Got a few fast people. Let's watch Rax for a lap. Rax is probably one of the fastest people in terms of just raw one-lap speed. Loading screen background, that was just sent to me. I don't think it's downloadable anywhere. It was just made for the team members a few months back. Say a few, probably like a year ago now at this point. It's been a while. Oh, that's not how you want to start your lap. Into the bales already. Good thing for these boys is just how close the pits are to the finish line. So they can just restart laps over and over and over again, no problem at all. It's a bit tricky on these 450s because you actually have to check up for the finish line a bit. You need to make sure you downside it basically perfectly so you can get a good run to triple after the next corner. If you overjump the finish line slightly, you don't get the speed that you need to get up and over that. Now I want to see what lines these boys are taking. So I found a lot of success on the left side of this split lane. Can they quad? No, they... Okay, so he's going triple and singling into the berm. I'm curious to see if that's going to be like a 50-50 or if people are going to be all of the same opinion of the right side is better. Because last round, the split section before the finish, it was pretty much a unanimous decision that far right side was king. But I don't know if it feels quite that easy to decide on this track. Let's see, what time was this from Rax? Does he go quicker? Doesn't go quicker. So that was slower than a 54.4 from Rax. I mean, it looked like a nice clean lap. So it makes you think, really, where did Cam gain that extra half of a second? So a lot of it around these tracks is corner speed, and then outside of that, it's just trying to stay as low as you possibly can. Like in these rhythm sections. Are these boys going to be scrubbing really hard, jumping from far left to far right all over the place during qualifying? Trying to save that time. So Rax did slide a little bit on the exit there. You saw he cased the back wheel on that triple win because of it. These boys are resorting to the scumbag tactics, which I'm not a fan of. If you're curious what I mean by that, it's been a bit of a common theme. It was like it in Supercross as well, where if you have like a wall jump, instead of just using the brakes, they are braking, but then they're also choosing to ride through the tough blocks because the collisions will also slow them down quicker. So it saves them like another tenth or so. So I'm not the biggest fan of that. I do think it's essentially cheating in a way. But you got to do what you got to do sometimes. I don't think it's anything anyone would get banned for. It's just one of them extra tricks that these boys use. Just another tool in the box. Definitely not the correct terminology, not the right saying. I don't think he's going to have to speed to quad after that, is he? No, he went way too deep. Alright, let's see. We've got 12 minutes left. We're going to go... Shit, what server did I go DCB or did I go DAB? I don't know what the last server I need to join is. We'll try A. We'll try A. See what's in it. I've got no more MTG updates at all. I haven't seen anything extra. Track's kicking your ass. This is one of the easy ones, I think, in my opinion. Maybe that makes qualifying hard, though, because it's technically easier for everyone, so then lap times will be a lot closer together. So if you have a lap that's not, like, perfect, you might not make it. Here we go, right. So, apparently, Brock has a special bike for us. I do see a Mr. Cameron Box's face. Now, this isn't doxing, because Cam has literally been live in an MX Bikes event before, and this picture is taken from that. So, Brock trying to play them like Cooper Webb mind games, as such. Getting a Mr. Cameron Box on his bike. Showing it off. That big number 16 right there. I mean, if Brock was number 39, it would be funny, since that's the whole thing. Brock's only won by 39 seconds last week. I'm kind of here for it. I'll be honest. I love the scumbaggery, the shithousery, we'll say. Brado's racing tonight as well. We got Splash. I forgot about Splash as well. Boys, we got a lot of fast people in here, and I'm not sure if it's always been this way, but I've noticed Brado has not had a great outdoors season this year. However, his Supercross season, he was so dominant in NA. Like, he went on a really, really long win streak, I think, at the start of the year. So we're kind of back to his thing now, I believe. So I expect Brado to do really, really well tonight. Obviously, it all depends on the start as well, because he's an Aussie, so he's from Australia, which means he does have quite a high ping a lot of the time. Sometimes it can be a help, sometimes it can be a hindrance. Because if he wants to try and pass people, he's probably going to be at a disadvantage. But if people are trying to pass him, he's probably going to be in an advantage. So if he gets a good start, it could be game over for the rest of the field and them trying to get their way through. Can you get a small loan of 27k? I think I should ask you the same thing, sir. That would be very, very nice. I would spend it wisely, you know. I would spend it very wisely. I would only get 3 new motocross bikes. Check the DMs. Let me have a quick look, Alex. Let's have a look. Can I show this if Cam wins? Yes, I can. That's a very funny picture. That's made me smile quite a lot. Okay, good to know. We could have some more drama if Cam wins tonight. I love this. I love when there's MX Bikes beef. It's so funny. You need it for a Ducati with carbon wheels. How much is the Ducati at the moment? Dollars? It's like, is it 13? I think something like that. 13,000. Carbon wheels sounds outrageous. Or are you talking about motocross Ducati, or are you talking about road bike Ducati? Because I can understand the road bike one being more up there for around 27. Road bike, yeah, that's understandable. Alright, what is this? Did that just put me back into the pits by itself, by the way? This on Pokeball was splash for a bit as well. What is it? Has it always been SPLX? Or is it SPX Performance? I feel like I've never noticed the L before. I don't know. We'll give him some commentator's curse. We'll see if he can get fast. We've got Steiner in this one as well. We've got a Rye guy. I think this is going to be a really good night of racing. We've got some fast boys in here. Again, there's probably about 10 people that could win this as, like, given a good start. I mean, I'm going to do my best Troy Jan impression here. That SPX Performance looked amazing through the whoops. And you know, little moan in there as well. There you go. That's how I get 200k subs, isn't it? Got to learn from the best. So as it stands right now, Cam has the fastest lap. Not by an insane amount. He might have beaten it again since we've been out of the server, but from what I have seen, Cam is up there. What was on Brock's bike? He has a couple of pictures of Cam on his bike right now. Come on, Splash. This is an MX simulator. You don't spam the rear brake in the air over every jump. What about old Stinia? Let's hop on board with Stein. Rocking the pink boots? Are they Fox boots? See if he was doing his... They are Fox boots. He could be doing his best Jorge Prado impression. I do think some of the Moto Academy boys... Do they Moto... I mean, they have a different model every other day, to be honest. Alex sends me new gear and stuff every round. Which is even more annoying that I can't see Steiner right now. But again, model swaps. Who knows? But he could be on a Cowie right now. Could be rocking the Prado vibes. See? One of the fastest people as well, with like just raw speed, and he's struggling to get over that triple if you don't downside this finish line perfectly. Doing it stood up is probably quite as impressive. Like, surely you can't get as much traction as stood up as sat down. I mean, it can't be bad, otherwise I don't think he'd do it. But it's got to be tricky for these guys. I mean, they only get, what, 20 minutes of practice before qualifying starts? Follow Cam's clapped. Can't do much about that. Blame Paboso on that one, buddy. Nothing I can do there. Thank you very much, D-Money. Thank you for reminding the chat as well. You know what, actually, should we wait? Well, if someone reminds me, once the LCQ is finished, I'll put up a poll and people can vote on who they think is going to win the race. Or actually, it won't be on who wins, it'll be who has the red plate at the end of it between Cam, Brock and Rush. Get some water in me. Two things. Three things. One, Jake's racing again, which is nice, since Jake showed up for one round and he got a P2. Two, Cam's gone even faster, so I think he's like over half a second quicker than anyone right now. And then three, Blood's had 35 attempts at laps already. That is nuts. That is crazy. 41? Who's it? Braden's had 41 attempts at laps. Jeremy's had 41 attempts at laps. Kitten's had 40. Jesus, these boys are pounding them out. Let's watch Cam then, since he's the fastest right now. See if he's doing anything special or if it's just everything fast. Staying low. The issue he's got right now is because he's got such a good lap, he just has to go full balls to the wall everywhere to try and improve it. Back wheel was going to hang off the edge there. Yep. No good. He's just going to carry on. Probably just can do with the time. It's just going to be like staying really low through the rhythms, for example. He's going to triple into the end there. No, so I noticed, so Cam's going far left in that rhythm section, like I did, you know. Like to give myself a little pat on the back. And like Brado, who I think's sitting in P2 right now in qualifying, went to the far right of that section. Now I don't think that is worth half of a second difference, but it could be worth a little tenth or two. We shall see. Any tips for Supercross? I don't know, like it's... I'm kind of backwards when it comes to MX bikes. I feel like a lot of people think outdoors is easier, but I think Supercross is easier. But there's not many people that think that way, so it's hard because I just find it naturally easy. The only thing I mean, I've done a video before, and I think it really applies to a 450 more than a 250 now I look back on it. But I think people do too much a lot of the time in Supercross. Like, it's so easy to just follow, if you're in like a 180 berm, just follow the full corner and accelerate slowly. And then you can triple out of a corner so easy. But I see people doing so much, they'll like go into it, slam on the brakes, try and turn too sharp, accelerate too much, use too much rider lean, and they overcomplicate things. And MX Bikes tries to help you as much as it can. Like, the bike wants to go in a straight line. So it's like, if you just do the bare minimum, you'll have a much better time with it. But if you're just learning it for the first time, roll around the track, doubling everything for a few laps until you feel comfortable, then try and incorporate a triple in here or there, and you end up tying the whole thing together. But you need to use all of the track, so just following the whole 180 berm. You'll see here, they start on the right, cut to the inside, drift all the way out again on the exit, like an F1 car hitting an apex in these 90-degree corners. There's a lot that goes into it. Why does Brock have Cam on his bike? Because there's been some words spoken to each other in the NSP Discord. So before last round, I think Cam was talking his shit to Brock, and then Brock won last round, so then Brock started talking his shit back to Cam. So now I think we've got a little bit of a rivalry going on. So Brock's got Cam's face on his bike. Not almost, just a bit like mind games, you know? A bit like just Cooper Webb lining up next to his competitors on the start, for example. So just little things here and there. I got no idea where the NSP Discord link's located, I'll be completely honest with you. Sounds like kiddish behaviour. Well, one is 15 or 16, I think. And I actually don't know how old Cam is, probably like 20, something like that. So in terms of life years, then it is kiddish. I think it's funny because it doesn't involve me. Yeah, the new Checkers track, very, very good fun. Very good fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Especially the last one that I done in that video, the SMX style of track. It's so flowy. And I always like Supercross / SMX tracks that use a bit of elevation to them as well. I think my favourite Supercross track of all time was the one on that massive project that JV and Reaper done, where it's got like Aaron Plessinger and Juju and all them people's like logos and stuff on it. One of the Supercross tracks there uses a lot of elevation in it, and I really, really enjoy that. Brock is from the US, yeah. The fun thing is, actually, if these two carry on going back and forth throughout these series and talking their shit and battling each other, there's a chance this carries on through to MX Bikes of Nations as well. Now, obviously they both have to qualify for their teams, but I don't see a world where Cam doesn't qualify. For Brock, it'll be a little bit harder because I think the class that Brock wants to qualify for is a bit more stacked than the class that Cam wants to qualify for. So, we shall see. Hey, listen, at the end of the day, esports it still has sport in the name, you know? I mean, people spend a lot of time and a lot of effort getting good at this. So if they want to try and talk their shit and get into other competitors' heads to try and gain some sort of advantage, I'm all for it. I think it's funny. Where I do draw the line, in terms of what you want to do to gain an advantage on this game, it's happened in the past on like MX Simulator. I don't think I've really seen it in MX Bikes at all. At least, I mean, I haven't been in a position enough anyway, but what tends to happen sometimes is, let's say two people are in a championship battle and they're on opposing teams. I have seen it before where members of their team will start doing the races or intentionally get in people's way. So say Cam's doing 450 and Brock's doing 450 and they're competing. Maybe one of Cam's teammates in 250 says, oh, I'm going to do 450 this week to try and help Cam out. Obviously, it's not, I don't think it's happened, but that's kind of where I draw the line on what's acceptable. Brado went 53.6, did he? Ah, okay, so Brado very, very close to Cam's time there. Very close indeed. So at the end of 30 minutes of qualifying, Willie had 49 laps. I mean, actually a lot of laps. So 44, 49, 45, 45, 48, 48, 49, 60, 61? Did Blood just crash in turn 1 every single time? What's going on here? How many laps? So is that every... So he restarted a lap on average every 30 seconds. How many laps did Vibes complete? That's insane. Oh. This is an Instagram slowie, is it? The one that's banned from the Races IRL that still goes to the Races IRL? One, two, three, four, five, six. Blood completed 7 laps out of 61. That is insane. That's nuts. How'd you get the hair out of the helmet? That is the hair, is it a helmet model or is it a protection model? I can't remember which one it is. I did see the Jesus Christ. I did see the bike Brock. There we go. Yes, I love it. I love the shit being thrown around. I love the drama. He one's up already. Holy, Aiden, have you got bets to make tonight or something? Like we're going so quick. Right, quality done. Heat race 1. Hop in there. Spectate. If I had to wear a do-rag, what colour pattern would I choose? Is there certain colours that are tied to certain gang affiliations that I should stay clear of before I make my final comment? I'm very curious on who's bought a new account or who's changed their name and is now Deer Hunter. Because, I mean, based on the 54 flat that they ran, it's obviously someone that's half decent that might have been banned on another account. So I wonder I'll see what their ping is when they load in and see where they're from. No idea where this server is, because Rax is from America and he's on 75 ping. Reese is from the UK and he's on 75 ping. I'm on 91. No idea. Pink Paisley. I would have Paisley on it in honour of E-Double. Rest in peace, E-Double. Taken from us too soon. Only because his record company was Black Paisley. It's Free Palms. Ah. Isn't Free Palms also like 14, 15 years old? I don't know if Blood has ever hunted a deer. E-double as in E double spelt like that, if you can see that. Amazing, amazing artist. He's 15. So what you're saying is, if we combine your age, Brock, with Free Palm's age, combined, you are still only 2 years older than me. I think I need to quit. I need to give up. I'm too old. Hmm. Oh, he Double's an amazing artist. He's like, thing with him as well is he had so many songs that got used in so many like video game edits back in the day. It's like such nostalgia when you listen to his music again. Deer Hunter got 30 ping. And Free Palms is the server. Yeah, I'm guessing that most people are on with one coast and the server's on the other coast. That's probably what it is. So we got 9 people going through in this. Reese, Steiner, Cam, Marco, Rock, Jake, Free Palms, Rax, JS7. I mean, was that like 9 people already like listed off that should be making it through? Like, I'm pretty sure it is because Aerial SMX is next week. Tonight is so stacked. I wish every round was like it. I have a bad feeling that after the SMX series is done, it won't be as stacked. But I'm also hoping that because there's technically no more aerial stuff for the rest of the year when SMX is finished, people will be like, oh, I've got nothing else to ride. I should probably just ride NSP as well. For non-biased reasons, Hazard, I think it should be a 29 plus class rather than a 30 plus class. But they wasn't at the start of the season though, Brado. It's only the last 2 rounds that it's just seemed to have popped off out of nowhere. And I do think it is because of the Aerial SMX announcement. Bum, 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 bum. The Retalins aren't classed as 25 plus, yeah. I think that's just because there's a fair few over 25s that play, but then when you get to like 30 plus, it falls off a cliff of number of competitors. We're a few and far between when we get into the 30s. Yeah, what's the time for you right now, Brado? Is it like 7 AM? On a Monday as well. Haven't you not at school? Or work? Well, actually, I shouldn't say work. That's an illegal word in this community. Same as job. Blasphemous behaviour. So, it looks like Yamaha is the main bike for these boys at the moment. We've got 2 Fantics in here, and then we have got Das, or aka Chad Jr. on the list, with the lone KTM. All by himself on the KTM. Which means he should be on a yellow bike on my screen. I've got a Suzuki model swap on it. There he is, right there. Got Reese's bike. This must have been the bikes they were running right at the beginning of Supercross. Chicken, what's going on here? We need to get some new bikes for the DDC team. Reese has been on that one for a very, very long time. Right, so Cam, your fastest qualifier, he's going to choose Gate 1. And actually looks like Gate 1 quite advantageous here. Quite a long start straight though. But then Turn 1 does look fairly wide, so shouldn't be too much drama. We shall see. I think Steiner just got a jump start. No, he's appeared... Was that Steiner? I don't know who that is. But Cam and Brock coming into turn 1 together. Brock in front of Cam. He's going to lead him through. Brock with the whole shot. Cam also getting a good start here. So actually we've got 2 of your 3 red plate holders getting good starts early on. Cam is going to mess up the first couple of jumps though, not ideal. So Brock is going to lead us through, putting himself into a very good position early on here in order to go through to the main event. We've got Marco in P2, a much better start for him this week. He did not manage to make it through to the main event last week, barely missing out through the LCQ. We have got some people making some early mistakes, and Cam, being in P2 after turn 1, he already finds himself, I think, outside of a transfer spot. So he's going to try and fix that throughout the course of this race. Not a great start from Das here either. Any other heavy hitters back here? Gian did make it through last week, I believe, just straight through the heat race. So not what he wants. He's a long way behind already. So lap 1, we have ticked it off. Brock is in the lead. Rax moves his way up into a P2 spot right now. He's going to be charging behind Brock. And again, don't think this is going to be the case, but you have to take notes of little things when there's championship battles going on. Rex and Cam, both on the same team, Moto Academy. Rex might try and help Cam out a little bit, even if he's not in championship contention himself. Might see if he can make an aggressive pass on Brock here or there, cost him some time. We have got Free Palms, who I believe is the youngest competitor in this field. He is rocking around now in the P4 position with Jordan of SPX Performance rocking around in P3. Cam has made a good amount of moves on this opening lap here now. He went from just outside top 10. He looks now to be moving his way up into 5th or 6th. I'm going to go into the broadcast camera because it saves me a lot of time and effort. Brock has gone down in not a good spot. What happened to Brock there? Is it just messing up a rhythm? Oh no, he's gone down twice. Okay, he's gone down multiple times. What's happened here? I don't know if the... Also, he's crashed one on his own doing, just messing up the rhythm section. Then everyone's jumped past him. He's then gone to the right through this rhythm. Does he land on Free Palms? He does. He lands on the back of Free Palms there and goes down again. So not great. Losing out... How much time did he lose? He lost about 10 seconds there in that one mistake and sees himself dropping from 1st all the way down to 7th place. So he's going to have to try and regain. See if he can move back up the list. So that does promote Rax up into P1 with Cam now moving his way up into P2, just making the move on Free Palms a couple of corners ago. And Free Palms, this is his first time racing this series at least. I don't know how active he's been in the game as of late. But if you want a little bit of backstory on Free Palms, this man has been banned, I want to say on like 5 or 6 different accounts at this point. And I think he's finally served his ban and is just now allowed to race as normal. And I mean, we all make mistakes when we were youngsters, but I've raced against him before. I want to say it was a series that I done last year. But he's quite a clean racer these days. Like, he is good to race against. He's disgustingly quick when he wants to be, when he puts a good amount of time in. So I don't know if this is like a comeback race for him, and if he's going to do anything more moving forwards, or if it's just a one and done, we shall see. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, can't say the word employment. Not allowed to say it. Not good. Not good at all. So Cam actually displaying his why he was the fastest in qualifying. He is already right on the booty cheeks of Rax, a man who was giving Cam the sausage all of the outdoor season and did end up taking that championship hope away from Cam in the very last round. So I mean, it's going to stay as it is right now. We're going to have a little bit of a look further back. Jake doing what he usually does, putting himself in a decent position. I mean, Jake doesn't get many terrible starts. He's usually up there in the top 5 or so. And he's going to be going through to the main event. I don't think he'll be upset if it finishes as it is right now. A good start and a good race so far for Marley, though, in a P5. I think he'd be very happy with that. He does, however, have one of the red plate holders right on his booty cheeks, as Marley does mess up that quad over that inside roller there, that corner. Brock is going to go to the left. They're going to take the same line. They are. There's only so much space there. I think Brock checked up last second. That's going to cause him to case that rhythm just a little bit. Jake goes down in front of these 3, so he's going to lose 3 spots from that one mistake there, which is not ideal, as Brock goes up the inside and Barley makes a nice pass. That's going to move Brock from 5th up into 4th in the space of one section there, when you add the pass in with Jake as well. So now Jake drops down to, I think that is P7, because Jordan's actually in front of him. We've got Pat up here in P8. He's going to be happy if he transfers straight through to the main event. No LCQ needed. And then we have got Steiner in P9, if the game wants me to select him. There we go. Look at this battle for the final transfer spot. We've got 5 people all in the same space. So we've got Steiner, we've got Reese, we've got Das, we've got Zoom, and then who was the other one there? I think that was Wes just in the background as well. I mean, there's only so many bikes you can fit next to each other Das going up the inside of Reese. Nice clean pass. Reese is going to cut back underneath, trying to get that power down on the Yamaha compared to the KTM. Nice little oppo into that section. Oh, Reese comes up a bit short. He's going to go down. That might be his chance of going straight through to the main event. Gonsteiner getting the swaps through the whoops. Das going to try dive into the inside. Just keeps it nice and clean. Nothing too aggressive just yet. Up the inside again. Now he makes it aggressive. I mean, it wasn't fully dirty. There was just a gap there and he went for it. I think Steiner had no idea that he was going to dive up the inside that soon. But good, solid pass there from Das. That's going to move him up into the P9 position. That's the final transfer spot. So you're going to have to get the elbows out for things like this, you know. I mean, Steiner's now going to have to go back at it. He jumped too fast into the base of that wall jump. That's probably going to go into the YouTube edit later on tonight. I'll keep my eye out for that one. Luckily for Steiner, there is nobody right on his booty cheeks right now. So all he can do is charge forwards and hope that he can get that position back from Das. So as they go across the line, this should boot Das up to 9th place, which it has. And then as Steiner goes across, what a cut's looking like. About a 3-second gap there. So it's going to be between these two. And I think they have probably... They've got 2 laps left. I don't think Cam's going to get to the line in time for there to be 3 laps. He's got now put Bryn a lap down. Unfortunate for Bryn there. I think Bryn might be going to the LCQ. Same as Marco. Marco did have a good start early on in this race, but seems to have shit the bed a little bit, unfortunately, unless he's had a lap not count. But he's gone down. Slowy's gone a lap down now as well. JS7 in 16th. I don't think that's a position that he would have expected to be in. He was having a really good race last week. He was up there right near the front for a little bit of time. And right, what's going on? What have we missed right here? The timing and scoring is not lining up with what my eyes are seeing. It's got these two round the other way. So there could be cuts coming into play here, for depending on who's going to go to the heat race and who's going to go to the LCQ. Steiner, big jump up the inside. That is going to give Steiner cuts, because he did jump over the bow there. I'm not sure if that was a bit of retaliation for the aggressive pass that Das made, but, I mean, Steiner went in straight for the kill there. I want to see... Does he jump? He jumped so far over the bows. Yeah, I don't think Das is going to be particularly happy about that, but I think Das did actually end up remounting the bike before Steiner, so that ended up hindering Steiner more than helping. So Cam's going to go across the line now. He's going to start his last lap. Very good heat race for him. That's going to fill him with plenty of confidence before his main event later on. Rack's in a solid P2. We've then got Free Palm still chilling in 3rd place. Brock has... That's Bryn, not Brock. My eyes are failing me. Where is Brock? Here's Brock. Brock is up to P4 again now. He's 18 seconds behind. So even after that crash earlier on, where he lost about 10 seconds, he has been losing more time. So not ideal. And has Brock's internet just died, or is the server dying, or what's going on here? He's back. I don't think that's my internet. I mean, I've not dropped any frames on the stream at all. So hopefully the servers can keep it together. We'll see. But that is going to have Brock going around in P4, Jake's going around in P5. We do need to just sit at the finish line. We'll watch all these guys go through. An aggressive pass there from Tyler onto Gian. Gian's dead. So Cam's going to go across the line in 1st place. Rack's coming through here in P2. Free Palm's actually made some good time up there on Rax towards the end as well. He's going to be in P3. Slowy is a lap down. He's going to be going to the LCQ. Brock going to cross the line in 4th. Bryn is a lap down. Jake is going to be in 5th after his little mistakes earlier on. Jake seeming to lag a little bit there as well. Please stay with us, servers. I want a good clean night racing here. We've then got Mr. Jordan W in P7. He's going to go across the line. Marley making some mistakes here. Pat up the inside, just keeps it clean through the bows. He might get a second of cuts from that. He does. Chad is going to leapfrog Pat, and then Pat's going to be in 9th, so he still gets it done. So, did Steiner retired after that aggressive pass on Das with 2 laps left to go. So, some good riding there from Das as well. We kept it together. Pat is your final transfer spot in 9th, going straight through to the main event. So then we've got 10th place Zoom all the way down to 19th place Garco. They are going to be going through to the LCQ, where they will battle it out for a top 4 position. A lot of drama. Yeah, a lot of drama going on. I'm here for it. It's much more exciting watching drama than being a part of it yourself. So much more exciting. I'm hearing comms that Cam might have set a burn in that race. 54.3. I mean, that's quicker than most people's qualifying times, so I guess we can consider that a burner, yes. You'll notice a theme here that a lot of people running their best laps towards the end of the race, and I genuinely think that the erode on these tracks at a certain point helps them. In the main event, the track gets better, and then it gets worse afterwards. But there will be a period of time where these boys can really hold it on around the turns. I will be racing SMX, yeah. Yeah, no reason for me not to do that at all. Why is everyone setting it up? You're inside every corner. That's Supercross, baby. That's how it goes. Got to get the elbows out. Plus, you're racing with a lot of US riders, and without painting all of those guys with the same brush, the NA side of things does tend to be a lot more aggressive than the EU side of things. Don't know why that is, but just seems to be something that I've noticed over time as well. Straight into Heat 2. Oh my goodness, we are zooming through the night. You got to slow it down a bit, Aidan. I need more ad revenue. These streams are done way too quickly. Don't read race chat. Is it getting a little bit toxic? Yeah, I'll stay away from that. I don't think YouTube... Actually, yeah, they probably can think. I was going to say, I don't know if they can demonetize you for on-screen text as instead of like vocalized words, but they'll probably find a way, so I should probably stay away from that. You did sell a little bit there, Brock, I'll admit it. You might be filling Cam with a bit of extra confidence going into the main event. You don't want to let that boy get hot. Doing very well, thank you, Strider. Welcome to the stream. I'm curious to know people's thoughts on this track compared to other rounds. I wonder if they like the hybrid style of going out of the stadium and having longer tracks as opposed to this more traditional style of Supercross. Stands do be looking a bit empty. No one's... we'll pretend it's a COVID race. Nobody showed up this year to watch it. That's very confident words I'm hearing from you, Brock. Love to hear it. So in this one, Splash, Brado, Chapstick, Neon, Rye Guy, Willie. Just kind of listing names really that I think are people that could win it. And I'll be honest, if you're listing more than 5 people that you think can win, it's usually a pretty stacked heat race. Then you've got like Dorian, you got Colin, you got Braden, you got Kat in here as well. AS is in here as well, who's been in main events before. So there's Dizzle in here as well, who's been in main events. There's a lot of people going for only 9 positions. I think this is really what Aidan was looking for when he made this series and decided he didn't want to have multiple classes. He just wanted to have one open class and that's it. Is to combine all of the best talent into just one race. And these last 2 rounds, it is really, really paying off. In the LCQ, you have to finish inside the top 4. So they take 9 from the heat races, and then they take 4 from the LCQ to get the total of 22 people. Where is the Jan? I have no idea where the Jan is. I didn't see him in any qualifying, so my only guess could be maybe he's got some schoolwork that he's doing. That is my only guess. I do be from the UK, yes. Yes, JV. Bottle of water and fish and chips and Tuesday and YouTube and all of those good memes. Right. We've got Dorian starting basically near the outside. I wonder if that is a decision that he's made or if he's just got a bad qualifying, so that's kind of where he's forced to go. So as you will see, from all of the colours on the far left-hand side of your screen on the leaderboard, everybody on the Yamaha except for KN on the KTM. So we'll wish KN the best luck. He'll be the people's champ. There is another red plate machine right there of Rush, changing to Fox gear this week from Wolfsport gear. Who is going to get your whole shot? It is looking like Splash, but he does drift wide. That's going to allow Dizzle and also Brado to sneak up the inside as well. So Brado doing what he needs to do to get a good start. Being from Australia, that ping is going to hinder him sometimes. Oh, it does run Timmy a little bit higher there. Timmy's just going to try and keep it up on 2 wheels. Splash gets back up into that P2. Dizzle, the Unk, on X Games mode, hitting backflips mid-rhythm section. You love to see it. So Brado is going to lead us through with already a couple of bike length lead after just 2 sections, which is great. That Splash going through here. Colin also going through. I think Is Colin also an unk? I think I remember Colin being in the over 25 class at the Retters. So the two unks here going at it. You love to see it. I mean, from completely unbiased opinions, you love seeing the old boys sticking it to the youngsters. Virtually, of course. You do need consent to do it otherwise. Dorian getting a good start, although he has got absolutely yeeted out of the way by Willie. How is Willie still up on the bike? Holy, that was non-consensual, Willie. You don't want to see that. So Rush trying to go up past Cat on the far left through the whoop-de-doos. Timmy going down. Both of these two quad into the inside past Dorian, and then Dorian goes back up the inside of Cat there. Cat not able to get the traction down to the ground to be able to get the Supercross triple clean. And we are seeing split lanes being used here. Different rhythms going on from these boys. You love to see it. Splash right up the cheeks of Brado right now. Have to be a little bit cautious going over wall jumps like that around the Aussie ping. Because, again, Brado on his screen will be in a completely different place compared to where he is on Splash's screen, for example. And these guys, they've been around long enough to know that. They know to just take their time. It's a heat race at the end of the day. They only need to get top 9. There's no need for them to really go full send. Let's whack it back into the broadcast camera. I mean, Aiden makes them for a reason. We may as well show them off. Dizzle up into a P3. Love to see that. Let's go, Dizzle. On the MX Locker FXR backed machine. We have then got Colin, who is in P4 just behind him. Who's actually just been passed by AS. So AS going to move his way up from P5 up to that P4 spot, going over the triple there. Cat was in, I think, about a fourth earlier. He's dropped down to P6. Not able to get the Supercross triple again. That is 2 laps in a row. That's going to allow Neon and Rush to go by. So 2 positions lost there. Andy cases the quad in. So not a great last 2 laps from Cat. He's going to be relegated through to, I think, P8 after time and scoring updates. With he's got Dorian just behind him. He's got Jay Talon just behind him. And Jay Talon's made a couple of passes on this last lap. I think this is roughly the final transfer spot that we're looking at right now. And we do still have heavy hitters, such as Willie back here looking to capitalise. We've got Rye Guy back here looking to capitalise. Surprised he's still got Moto Academy in his name. I heard that he might have rage quit the team because they were talking about his sister, which you hate to see. Not good teammates. KN, the only KTM, not doing it for the KTM crew. He is going to eat absolutely shit, and unfortunately take egg shit down with him. I guess, I mean, with a name like that, you unfortunately attract things of that nature. Timmy had a great start. Timmy was up in P2 at the beginning. He has now dropped back into last place, unfortunately, and you hate to see that. I don't know if there's cuts coming into play, because he's definitely in front of like 3 people on my screen. No idea. Splash is not an unk. No, Splash is on the younger side. But right now, the youngsters... does anyone know roughly how old Brado is? I mean, Brado's been around for quite a while, but I think he's still on the younger side. To my knowledge. If I was to guess, I'd probably say like 19, something like that. Legal, of course. Legal. But yeah, Splash. Cam was in the last heat, so Cam's made it through already. He's fine. Sly Digger and Lapper that took you down outdoors in Moto 2. Wait, who? Who was it? Wasn't it? No, it wasn't egg shit, was it? I don't think egg shit took me down. I don't remember having any issues with egg shit at all, unless he was the one at the bottom of Henry Hill that was facing backwards in that line and then started accelerating as I was getting near him. If it was, I didn't know that was egg shit. So that, yeah, that wasn't an intentional dig. On these streams, anyone can get it. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be rocking up. You could be Wheels rocking up, who's handicapped IRL, and I said he's got a blue badge. You could be Dizzle, who's at least 25 years old, because he races in the over 25 class, who I just say can't see. His eyes are fading in his old age. Anybody can get it on these streams. Splash is going to be promoted up into P1. Good stuff. Brado getting relegated to P2. He's got a good drive through the whoops, though. I mean, both of these boys probably running the same suspension, to be honest. Both on those SPX-backed machines. Dizzle is losing touch with these two a little bit, just like he's losing touch with life. You know, as you get older, things stop working, the eyes start going, the hair recedes, although my hair decided to recede probably at like starting at 20 years old, not even fully unk status. So maybe he's got some better genetics in that department. But he's still doing a very good job out here. He's been having some really good races this year, I'll be honest. I mean, not somebody that was on my radar prior to 2025, but in various series across the course of this year, he has impressed me. So, good stuff. Colin, also up here, P4. Love that from him. Neon up in a P5, just kind of doing Neon things. That's a position that we see him in quite regularly in the 450 class, and that is someone to keep an eye on for the 250 class for the UK team, the Great Britain team in MX of Nations. He's going to be trying to get that 250 spot. I believe he's going to be trying to beat Aquas to it. We'll see which one of them two come out on top in that. We have then got Chapstick, your third red plate holder of the day, in the worst position that we've seen out of the red plate holders, but I don't think he's going to be too worried. He knows what he has to do. He just has to get a top 9. He's very, very smooth, you know, just stands up absolutely everywhere. And I think that is a technique that he learned really from riding the 250s before moving up to this 450 class. So I don't, without commentators cursing, I don't see him falling out of a transfer spot. AS was in, I think, about 5th earlier on. He's dropped down to a P7. Rye Guy getting himself up into a transfer spot here in 8th. Cat hanging in there. He had a couple of rough laps earlier on, but he's sat in your final spot there. So we've got Braden, Dorian. I mean, Jay Talon's had good results before. Willie's back here as well. He's not making the cut. So there is multiple people that have made main events that are in this heat race that are not going to be going straight through right now. And with mistakes like that, not getting through the whole rhythm section clean, Willie might be going to the LCQ. So we'll see how that goes for him. We have got 20 seconds left to go in this race. It looks like we're going to have 2 laps remaining. Well, it's going to be last lap next time round. Unless Splash has the fastest, like, 3 sections I've ever seen before. And he's actually gaining a bit of time on Brado. He actually messed up the end of that section, so he's lost that time again. But both of these pulling away from Dizzle, also pulling away from Colin. Neon's made the pass. He's going to be up to P4 now. So it's going to give him a little bit of an extra, or a bit of a better gate pick for the main event. And in Supercross, starts are almost everything. So every spot does matter in these heat races. That's going to relegate Colin back to P5. Rush is still sat in that P6. He does have Colin just in his line of sight, though. So we'll see if Rush can make up another pass. And all these boys choosing to hug this inside. Stepping over then, I'm guessing triple, quad, triple. Yes. Look at that. Absolute oracle. You'd love to see it. Ride Guy in a comfortable P7. I mean, he's got like 8 seconds or so to 10th place, which would put him out of a spot, so he's absolutely fine. Although, has he messed up in this last section, or are all these boys just this close together? They are this close. Got 31 seconds, 32, 32. This is a three-way battle for P7 right here, actually. All 3 of these are... Oh my god, I thought he was going over the bars. All 3 of these are in a transfer spot, but you never really want to be in 9th. You know, anything can happen when you're in 9th. You want to try and be 8th or 7th, then if you do make a little mistake, you've got a little bit of a buffer there. So all 3 of these, they're going to be trying to fight all the way down to the line. We'll follow Splash through for his last 2 corners. Good heat race from him. He's looking quite racy today. He had a good qualifying, good heat race as well. Good start, which is the most important thing. He got the starts dialed. So he's going to cross the line in first. We're going to have Brado in second. We are going to have Unk number 1, Dizzle, in P3. Just solid. No, just same lap, every single lap. Love to see it. He's going to be happy with that. Big whip over the finish line. Neon finishing in P4. That means Rush is now going to get in P5. He did get the pass done on Colin there, going on a bit of X Games mode. And then Unk number 2. We've got Colin going across the line. He's in 6th. Braden, another Moto. How many Moto Academy riders have we got in the competition, by the way? There is a lot. Rygo going up the inside. Another Moto Academy rider, kind of giving his teammate a bit of sauce, a bit of pepper. So, actually, Rygo had cuts anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, Braden in 7th. Rygo in 8th. Cat in your final transfer spot in 9th. Willie in 10th, misses out by 1 position. He's going to be going through to the LCQ, not for the first time this year. He has been in other LCQs. That is a very interesting line. I wonder if that does give you cuts. Very curious to know. Very curious. So everyone from AS all the way down to KN will be going to the LCQ, joining the losers in Heat Race 1 as well. And another decent heat race there. We are going to have such a stacked main event. It's going to be disgusting. Yeah, I'm 99% sure the Great Britain Nations team is going to be Cam, Tyler, and then it's going to be split between Aqua or Neon, I believe. I think that's going to be your team. US team is also going to be insane. You're probably going to have Chase, Rax, and then I feel like Brock will probably try 250, which if he does, it will then be a three-way battle between Willie, Ashton, and Brock for that final 250 spot. So that's going to be a pretty nuts one to watch. I'm excited to, because I'm not competing in it now. I'm commentating. I get to watch the qualifiers as well, and I think it's going to be really, really good fun. Very curious to see what the final teams are going to be. Team France is going to be insane this year. Like, this is going to be the best French team that they've had in a very long time. You got KFC, you got Dorian, you got Brad, you got Mateo will probably rock up and try. I can't get my ring finger to extend. Can it? Can anyone extend? Why is that not go up? There we go. If you like hold your little finger down like that, can you get your ring finger all the way up? I don't know, I'm old. Yeah, I saw Chase go 1-1 on the Suzuki, and two faults. One, Chase is just disgusting at the game. He's way too fast. Two, NA 450 is a bit of a farmer's league, I'll be honest. It has fallen off. But you do still need to give Chase his flowers, because that is still incredibly hard to do. Not Willie, the king of timing gates. That is harsh, but I have to agree sometimes. Willie's insane for one lap and qualifying, but then sometimes the races do fall apart a bit. Oh, is that a different Colin? Oh, okay. I do apologise. I thought they were one and the same. I will not call Colin Unk from now on then. I will not call him Unk. I apologise. You had to miss your heat. Can you be whitelisted into the LCQ server? I have no idea, Moto. That's probably a question best asked in the NSP Discord. Yeah, I've got no idea. Fastest in the game right now over all disciplines. I would probably have to say Rex. It's always the annoying thing about that debate is because whoever competes in EU has a completely different race format as in whoever competes in NA. So it's hard to actually say who would be quickest given the same amount of time on the same tracks when you combine everybody. It's the same way as saying, like, if a European goes over to NA IRL, a lot of time they'll really struggle because the style and the pace of the tracks is so much different. And then vice versa, when like Villapoto went over to GPs, Villapoto really struggled. So you always get these online debates on who's fastest and who's going to beat who. And it's like, oh, if Deegan went to Europe, he wouldn't do this. If Kai de Wolf went to America, he wouldn't do that. And it's just like, well, yeah, because you're good at what you practice. You can't really paint everyone with the same brush. Oh, okay. Okay. I will hold fire on calling him Unk anyway, just in case. You are now the solo Unk left in this class. Unless Slowy is Instagram Slowy, then he's also Unk, but I don't think it is. That is correct, Rex. Yes, I will be. I messaged Narvo last week, and he got back to me saying he would love to have me in the booth with him. So, massive W for Narvo. I think it would be a nice dynamic with having a UK and a US person in the booth. It would be just like the real life one, to be honest. Why am I getting aerial? What's this aerial announcement? Oh, it's Wes. SMX starts September 5th. Right, so SMX starts on Friday. Top 20 automatically qualify, so I think I'm good for that. Well, I should be good for that. Where did I end up in Supercross? I think it was like 4th in Supercross, 4th in Outdoors, so I'll be fine. Top 20 will join the server. Don't show a bit of a MX Nations national number. Okay, cool. No, nothing else extra important in there. Right, let's go back to NSP. Cool. LCQ overlays on. Nice. So, they're only taking 4 people from this. Reese, Steiner, Marco, AS. Wes has been in a main event already this year. That's already 5 people. Willie, KN, JS7, Gian. That's 9 people that have been in main events this year that are in the LCQ. That's pretty disgusting. I think GWM made it to it. That's 10 people that have been in main events that are in the LCQ. This is pretty gross. I got 5th. Oh, I stink. Yeah, I definitely think I did. I think I missed. I might have even missed 2 rounds of Supercross. I can't remember. I'll be competing in SMX, Corley. I just won't be competing in Nations this year. How do you win today, Cam? You do exactly what you did in your heat race, but without fucking the first rhythm section. That's all you have to do. If you did everything else the same, you would have an even bigger lead. That's all you have to do to win. Right, someone that I want to go on board with for this one, because he's just a funny individual sometimes, is Mr. Stin Bubba Stuart Steiner. Because this man, I have never met someone who can be so hot and cold on the bike at the same time. This man will go and put in an absolute burner and then proceed to shit himself for 2-3 laps in a row. So, Steiner just needs to lock in right now. He had a good Moto 2 at Budds Creek on Friday, so I'm hoping this goes well for him. Thank you very much, Mr. Catfish McStevenson.
Good luck, Lings.
JS7 is a beast. Free Slowy Films. Listen, Steiner got a great start as well, actually. Love that. What a good person to pick an onboard for. He did slide the back end out a little bit. He's now side by side with Marco. I think Marco's landed on him there. Yeah, I think Steiner got very lucky with some ping. He's in the side of Wes. Steiner down in turn 2. Oh, thank you very much, Catfish. What was the reason that Slowy was banned in the first place, by the way? Because I see all the Instagram reels from him, like, about it, but I haven't been invested enough to go back in time to see what caused it all to begin with. Please, yeah, let me know in simple terms if anyone does know. So, Willie out in front. I think he's just using the LCQ as extra time on the track, to be honest with you. And a convincing lead going over the finish line for the first time as well. So let's hope that Willie does not choke. He's got a 4-second lead to start this LCQ off. Tyler on the Civic, I think that's Civic Works. I just got Civic W on my screen. In P2. Steiner in P3 after going down. He's doing what he needs to do. And then Jay Talon in P4. Marco is in P5, which is where he finished the LCQ last week, I believe. So he's going to have a bit of PTSD right now. He's going to want to try and get up there into a transfer spot. Reese is just behind him. One of the... he actually isn't Unk yet. I don't... Actually, shit, how old is Reese now? He's a couple... I don't know how old Reese is. I don't... Reese might be like... 25? It feels weird calling him Reese and Unk because he's younger than me. I don't know. I have no idea. He was only like in... Or maybe he was 2 groups below me when we was racing motocross when we was younger. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Willie's in the lead. Steiner's moved up into P2, making the pass on Tyler. I mean, it doesn't want to spectate Tyler at all right now. This is Tyler. Not TJ, by the way, not the one with the broken back. There we go. Tyler's in P3. Reese is in not in P4. What is Reese done? Holy shit. Bud hit the big choke. Not good at all. He was in a transfer spot. He's lost about 5 positions. So that is going to promote AS up into a transfer spot. Again, AS has made a main event this year as well. So we'll be trying to do the same again. We got Slowy up into P5. Zoom in P6. So right now, Garco's not making it through. Gian's not making it through, who made it through last week. Eggshit's not made it through, or I think made it through last week. Reese has not made it through. Wes has been in a main event this year. He's not going through. JS7 has been in many main events this year. He's not going through. GWM is not going through. But there's so many people in this. So many. And the start is so important, especially in LCQs, because if you're down in the bin early on, you unfortunately don't have much time to make a comeback. And on Supercross tracks, with how the ping is in this game, we know it's very easy just to get caught up in even more drama. So Willie's just kind of disappeared off into the sunset. Steiner's in a bit of a no man's land. He's got 5 seconds in front, 10 seconds behind. AS and Tyler going out low. Tyler going OTB, I think. I don't think they hit each other. Or did they? Oh, I think they did. I mean, if AS lagged on Tyler's screen as much as he just lagged on my screen, Tyler's going to be fuming, because I think he just went invisible and came back again out of nowhere. So that is actually going to move Tyler from a P4 final transfer spot back into P5, and that is going to move Jay Talon up into that final transfer spot now. But look at the train of riders going through the room section behind them. If any of these boys makes mistakes, it is going to be a world of pain and suffering for them. And Reese is right there as well. Definitely not a biased opinions, definitely haven't known Reese for the longest time. Definitely didn't used to sit in Discord and talk and play with him quite a lot. Definitely didn't used to race at the same motocross club with him when I was little. Definitely didn't used to live 20 minutes away from him. Not biased opinion in the slightest, but I'd really like Reese to make it through to one of these main events. I really would. Go Reese. So, AS still in P3. He's good. This battle for P4 still brewing though. It is Jay Talon right now. Slowy makes a mistake in that rhythm section. Tyler's now into the back of Reese, and Tyler getting landed on again. Reese getting caught up by Marco. There's just chaos going on here, boys. There's so many people. Bryn going up the inside of egg shit. Tyler's now going to just regain, get it going again. Reese getting going again. I think Reese might have gone off the side of the track there. So who's actually in the spot? This is all working in Jay Talon's favour right now. He is slowly starting to pull away from the rest of these people that clearly don't want to be in the main event, all making the mistakes. Slowy really right now is one of the only men that can take it away. Gian is right there, but he does have some cuts from some earlier off-track excursions, so he's going to have to try and make quite a lot of time up. Timmy has hit the retired button. KN is all the way back here as well. JS7 is having one of the worst races I think he's ever had, but again, it's not loading. I think he's rage quit. I think Marco has also rage quit. GWM is technically last place, but he's stayed in the race as opposed to the people that have backed out. 44 seconds. He would need to gain 19 seconds. Now 20. Now 21. Now 22. Now 22.5 seconds. Not great fit. Now 24. Now 25. Now 26. 26.5 seconds now, as he gets put a lap down by Willie. Willie has a nice commanding 7-second lead. These boys are going to have 1.5 laps left to go in this race. Jay Talon has moved from 4th up into 3rd now, so some mistake coming out from AS, and Gian's gone past the pair of them. So Gian leapfrogging from what was a P6 only a lap ago. I think he's moved up into P4. And he choked straight away. The commentator's curse is crazy. None of these boys want to make it through to the main event. This P4 is a cursed position. Everybody going down as soon as they get into it. So that's going to move AS back up into P3, Jay Talon back up into P4, and they're going to resume as they were. Slowy made a lot of mistakes on the last lap. He went from a P5, only a few seconds out of a spot, all the way down to P9 behind Tyler, behind Wes there as well, behind a lot of people. When he goes down again, that's going to allow Reese and Zoom to go past him. A few stinky laps there from Slowy. That is not what he needed. Gian, I think he's just got cuts. That's a big gap between him and Wes, but it says Wes is in front of him on time and scoring. But Wes, unfortunately, does need to gain 8 seconds worth of time to catch up with these boys. And the last lap flag is out, so Willie has started us up onto our last lap here. And he's actually not very far away from the finish line. I forget how quick the lap times are around here. He is 10 seconds clear of Steiner, who is 25 seconds clear of Jay Talon. That is an insane gap in an LCQ. That's disgusting. So let's actually watch Willie as he goes over the finish line, give him his little moment right here. He made it a little bit harder on himself than he needed to tonight. He's still getting to the main event anyway. Doing his best Ronnie Mac Jet Lawrence impression as he absolutely eats shit. Steiner. Giving the lappers some love. Having some fun with the lappers. He's in P2. Jay Talon is in a comfy P3 now by the looks of it. AS has made another mistake. Reese is up into P4. Go! Actually, no, I don't think he is. Oh, no, he is. That was a... Reese, what the... What are you doing? Oh, he's only... What's he done? Oh, he's just... Oh, my goodness. He just got a hand for the throttle. He got a little bit too whiskey. That's unfortunate. So, Jay Talon, he's going to go across the line in 3rd. AS is going to go across the line in 4th. And then Tyler in 5th, Wes in 6th, Reese in 7th. It absolutely breaks my heart. Why is he playing with my emotions like this? Zoom in 8th, Slowy in 9th, Eggshit in 10th, Bryn in 11th. Gian hit the retire button. He was so close, but just messed it up with 2 laps left to go. And then GWM, he gets the round of applause, the people's champ. He stayed in the race for the longest, even though it wasn't going his way. So there you go. Willie Steiner, Jay Talon, and AS through to your main event. Some heavy hitters not making it through. Some big upsets. JS7, namely. Marco, another one. I mean, Gian made it through last week. GWM's been in one of these main events as well. X-Shit's been in one of these main events. Ah, you hate to see it. Commentator's curse hit Reese like a truck. That was very unfortunate. It's a very difficult game, Bison. Very difficult. The videos online do make it look a lot easier than it actually is. Unfortunately, you now need to just bury a couple of 1,000 hours into playing it, and then you'll be able to play as well as the videos that you see of it. Thank you for being here all stream, Breck. I appreciate it. And I have to say, your last name is very, very cool. It just rolls off the tongue. I'm guessing it's Italian. What's the correct? Is it American? Italian-American? Italo-Relican? Garcioni. German? Fucking hell, that doesn't sound German at all. It sounds very Italian. It's Garrison. You just deciding to flip letters around. You blue balling me on the nationality. What's going on? Hello, Doug. Welcome to the stream. Great racing so far tonight. No disrespect, but how is GWM on SPX and he's getting double lapped in the heat race and lapped in the LCQ? Because for some reason people are under the impression that teams are just made of fast people. And on the contrary to that, the most successful teams in games are teams of friends. The reason why, and I'm not calling out anybody by name here, because I don't want to start drama when it's not needed. On any given week, you can watch the 250 class and see 10 extra teams that weren't there the week before. Because they start, invite random fast people on, and then get disbanded 2 weeks later. And it just doesn't work. The best thing to do on this game is to play with people that you enjoy playing with and you talk to, and then if a team forms out of that, then cool. But the teams that survive the longest are the teams of people that all get along and are good friends and play together. So a lot of time you don't have to be a top pro to be on a team, you just have to be a cool dude. Why no MX Bikes in Nations? Well, I'm technically only doing one less event, if that makes sense, because if I rock up at the qualifiers, I wouldn't qualify anyway, so I still wouldn't be doing Nations. So now I'm just skipping that not qualifying part and just commentating the whole thing instead. Why is the LCQ so stacked? It's just tonight is stacked. Everybody wants to practice for the SMX racing starting next week. And also, if anyone was unaware, if you do aerial or even if you don't and you're just curious about the schedule of streams over the next few weeks, this NSP series that we're doing right now, after tonight, has a 3-week break to allow the aerial SMX races to happen. So aerial SMX starts next week, then round 2 is the week after, then round 3 the week after that, and then the week after that is when we come back to NSP as well. Aiden didn't just want there to be an oversaturation of SMX races. Didn't want people to get like burnt out at all. What does being on a team do for you? Absolutely fuck all. Other than maybe you'll have skins made for you by whoever owns the team. Some very, very top teams do pay their riders for positions as well. But a lot of the time as well, unfortunately, the money teams also get disbanded quite quickly. And you need to spend some of them sim hours on MX bikes, Hayden. That's all it is. It's the natural progression of gamers, you know. We all started on sim, and then we spent a couple thousand too many hours on it, and then we made the transition over to bikes. It's just how it goes. And then we're all going to make the transition over to MTG after that. And then in 10 years' time from that point, we're going to make the transition over to MX Simulator 2. And then after that, we're going to play motocross, the trilogy, Untamed, Unleashed, Alive, V3. And then in 30 years' time, when we're almost on our deathbeds, we're going to have full-on just motocross rigs in all of our rooms. And it's going to feel like riding a real bike, but you're just going to have a VR headset on. Slave to the sim skins. Do you think they're that much of a higher quality? Or do you mean you make the skins? Because I think that the actual graphics of MX Simulator are absolute dog shit, but then the bike models, I think, look better in the game than the MX Bikes models, even if they're the same model look in MX Bikes. So it's like, if you could take, like, Jay's KTM or Isaiah's Honda in Sim, take that same model and put it in bikes, I think it looks better in Sim. But the actual graphics of Sim are worse. No idea. Oh, you're banned from Sim? Oh, okay. I'm not going to go into asking why that happened, because I feel like you need to do quite a lot to get banned from Sim these days. Right. Get a bit of free roam camera action going on. I mean, I hop on Sim now and then just see hard R's dropped all over the place. So unless you're fifth wide and people win RF races or key sharing, cheating in quotation marks doesn't fill me with much confidence, especially with how easy it is to cheat in Sim. Unless JV fixed that. It's been a while since I've kept too up to date with it. Cam doing exactly what he needed. Cam gets the whole shot. Mr. Red Plate was, oh my god. Bud's on a trampoline. He's gone way up into the air. Is it? No shot. He's just gone over the berm. Cameron Box, what are you doing? You had it done, and now he's behind the other two red plate holders. All three of the red plate holders actually in the same position here. Everyone trying to get up and over this wall. Cam going up the inside of Brock right there. Brock going to go around the outside, just like the Trailer Park Girls, as I always say. The same niche reference over and over and over and over again. So Cam has made one pass on one red plate holder. He's now gone past the other one as well. Jordan just cut the track. Yeah, he did. Very interesting line from Jordan right there. I mean, I hope he gets a second of cuts for that. Very interesting. So, at the end of lap number 1, it is going to be Rax leading us through. Please, MX Bikes, let me select Rax. Stop making me click back and forth over and over. You know what? Fuck Rax. No, we're back. Rax is here. There we go. Rax is going to lead us through into the rhythm section on lap number 1. He has cased the shit out of that. Oh my, he's going to lose a bunch of time to Mr. Free Palms, who has also cased it. Splash, the only one getting through it clean so far. So he's going to move his way up into the P2 spot. Maybe P1. No, not quite got the drive. He's going to filter in behind Rax going over the wall jump. Jake going to be following behind as well. Pat in P4. A season best start for Pat so far. He's going to be loving life right now. Pre-Palms, after casing that rhythm section, he's going to demote down to P5 with Cam up into P6. He had the whole shot early on, made the mistake in turn 2, but he's already remounting and putting on a charge, trying to go towards the front. Love to see that for him. We've got Dizzle in P6 just behind him. We've then got AS in P8 just behind him as well. Oh my goodness, it's all happening early on. This truck is pissing me off. I'm fed up of looking at this truck. Just let me spectate people, please. Oh my god. Brado was up there. He must have gone down. The timing updated. He went from like 5th all the way down to 13th. Great drive through the whoops. Put around the outside of Cat there. Brock Williams, a.k.a. B Dubby Dub, a.k.a. B Dewey, a.k.a. B Durag. He is down bad on these opening few laps. He is going to have a hell of a lot of work to do if he wants to catch up with this man right here, who is already up into a P5 position, about to make that P4. Nope, doesn't quite get a clean downside on the wall there. Goes a little bit too far, a little bit of a wonky front end. And by the way, Pat in P3, this man might have wobbly thumbs right now. I don't think he's ever been in this good of a position before in his MX Bikes career. As Cam goes up the inside, aggressive but clean pass. Did give Pat enough room to get around the corner. That is going to move Cam all the way up into P3. He's been making a lot of moves early on here. Let's check in with our other points leaders so far. Rush is sitting back here in P8, which is not terrible. He can still do some damage. And then we have got Brock all the way back in P15. Tags his back end on that. Does get over the double fine though, so he's still going to have a good run through the whoops. Not too shabby. Rax. Oh, Splash tried diving up the inside of Rax there. Rax going to shut the door on him. I don't... Can we take a second to talk about American MX Bikes servers? Because aren't half of the aerial NA races servers boofed as well, so they have to run on EU servers sometimes? What's going on, boys? What's going on with that? What's going on with the NA servers? Das not having a good race so far. He's all the way back in P18. Not ideal. The time and scoring is moving all over the place. Brock is literally dead last. I don't know what's happened, what's going on. Brock said he is not feeling the pressure of Cam after Cam's good heat race performance. But right now, the man that has got Cam's face on his bike, it looks like he's feeling the pressure. I'm sorry, I'm just saying it. From a commentator's perspective, he has not had a great start to this race. He could have made up a lot of positions early on after the bad start, but he has just gone backwards. And Rax is going to have people in Discord telling him exactly that. He's going to be licking his lips. Loving it. So Rax and Splash still going about this P1 battle right now. A little bit of a yo-yo effect. So we catching the little hill clicker on the camera as well. You love to see that. Looks like Rax will make a mistake, Splash will catch up, Splash will make a mistake, Rax will pull away, back and forth over and over again. Cam already up into that P3 spot. He's going to be trying to catch that up when he's two in the lead, and he is making up time as well. I think he's probably the fastest man on track right now. We'll keep an eye on that, see if he can get up to the lead. Jake only just behind him though, after getting passed by Cam earlier, so Jake is also running a good pace right now. The only Fantic in the race amongst the sea of Yamahas and the one KTM of Das. We've got Free Palms, the youngest man out on track. He's rocking around in P5. Got the chest protector on, which is an interesting move on Supercross, but, you know, can never be too safe. Maybe there's some bad soil been moved into the stadium, a few too many stones in it. No idea. AS having a great race so far. In the races that I've seen him in, he has usually had quite good starts, but has fallen off towards the back end. But right now, we are already a quarter of the way through this race, and he's still up there in that P6, so good stuff for him. Neon in P7, actually now P8, as Rush has made the move on him. And Pat, that early podium, he has dropped down into P9, I think, when the timing updates next time around, which still is not a terrible position whatsoever. We'll see how he ends off the race. We have got not Unk Colin, we have got Colin number 2. He's chilling in P10 right now, with Actual Unk in P11. Not quite as good as his heat race. He did get third in the heat race, so you'd love to see him at least inside the top 10. We'll see if he can make some changes. He did lead a handful of laps last week, so in Ohio, so we'll see if he can kind of get up there a bit more. Brock is making some time back. Now, looking at timing and scoring, he's 28 seconds behind the lead. Last time we saw him when he was in dead last, he was 27 seconds behind the lead. So he's only lost 1 to 2 seconds whilst also going through traffic, which is not bad. But again, he has got so much work to do by the end of this race. I don't see him leaving this with the red plate. You also have to wonder, how badly does Rax want to win this since he missed the first few rounds? Cam's up into P2. Do we get to a position where Rax lets him pass and lets Cam get an extra couple of points? I wouldn't have thought that would be the case. I don't think Rax's brain works like that. I think Rax will try and win everything that he wants. But we'll see. We'll see as it plays out. Free Palms moving up into P3. A podium for the youngster so far, as Jake is still in that P4 spot. All of these boys managed to make their way around Splash. Looks like Splash has had a stinky couple of laps. Not ideal. He's not actually had that bad of a laps. He's just got loads of cuts from somewhere. So he's in third on track, but he's in 5th in timing. So not ideal there. Then we've got AS, we've got Chapstick, who has just made the move on AS, and so was Neon. So AS is going to be dropping from P6 down to P8, and he's now got Brado all over his cheeks as well. So red plate holder number 2 right here, Rush, trying to close down that gap, make sure he doesn't lose too many points to Cam by the time they all go across the line. What about some of the heavy hitters as well? We've got Marley, I think, has left. Jordan's back here in last as he bounces on it crazy style. Das has just hit the rage quit there in that rhythm after getting landed on. Not ideal. Not a great night of racing for him. Jay Talon, who I think was your 4th and final transfer spot in the LCQ. He's chilling in P18 right now, so not too shabby. Cat, probably not having the race that he would have liked. He's had definitely some better results so far this year. He's sat in P19. Rye Guy on the Motor Academy machine, probably not the best one for him. I believe he won one of the heat races earlier on this year, and same with Steiner as well. P15, probably not what he wants. If I was to get into the mind of the Norwegian right now, he's probably pissed off at a bad start, so trying to go full send, which probably leads to more mistakes. But we'll have a check-in with him as it goes on. Willie did do the usual thing in chat before this main event started and said that he's winning it. And for the 5th round in a row, he has lied to my face. You hate to see that. Cat, oh, let's pay a little bit of attention to this battle right here then. We have got the Box, a.k.a. Cameron Box, a.k.a. Gammy Ankle, a.k.a. can't get his Honda dialed IRL, a.k.a. Ikma Champ 2023. He is barking all over Rax. I kind of want to see if he manages to make a pass here. If I'm a guessing man, Rax showing off for the camera. You'd love to see it. He's probably just showing off for Cam, actually. I am going to guess that Cam dives to the inside of Rax on the left-hander before the finish line. Calling it now. We'll see if it happens. I'm going to wait. Going to see. We're going to wait. Absolute fucking cinema. God, I'm good at this shit. Get me in the booth all the fucking time. I am so good at this. It's unreal. Absolutely cunts Rax over the berm. Says, out my way. I am the new red plate holder. And the only red plate holder. Does get into the back of Cat. And if I remember correctly, Cam was asking who Cat was after last round. I don't think he's the biggest fan of him. Yeah, sorry, boy. I'm just the Oracle. I know everything. I know everything. I know every future that will possibly be. I know everything in the past that ever will happen. It's just the nature of it. 5 years of MX bikes. I know who's racing. I know what's going to happen. There we go. My live isn't popping up when you go to my account. Well, that's annoying. I have no idea how to change that. That sucks. That might be impacting views, which is not ideal at all. There you go. Cam moving up into the lead, doing exactly what he needed to do in this race. He is slapping his meat out on the table, letting them all know who is the man. Rax in P2 after getting yeeted over that berm. I mean, as Rax said to me in Supercross when he yeeted me over the berm, it was for position. Takes 2 to tango. Cam giving it back to him. Cam does have cuts though. That is not a 1-second lead at all. So Cam needs to be a little bit careful. He doesn't lose too much time to Rax. Splash is kind of regaining. Looks like he had a stinky lap or so earlier on. He's now up into that P3 spot again with a bit of a comfortable gap to the people behind him. Jake, I don't think has moved out of P4 once this entire race. People around him have been moving and changing position. But Jake just kind of doing his own thing, logging solid laps. Brado has been closing in though. Brado was not this close earlier on, I don't think. So Brado definitely has the possibility of moving up to a P4 here. Although, again, he does have the issue of having that high ping. So we'll see if and when he's able to make a pass. I don't want to stay on it to see if this amounts to anything. And then they've both got Neon just behind the pair of them as well. Brado, a lot more aggressive with the scrubs through the rhythm section. So he is going to be gaining just tiny little bits of time here and there by doing these scrubs. Both tripling out of that corner. Going out wide. Brado cutting underneath, trying to get that yammy power down to the ground. He does a good job. They're side by side going into this inside. Yeah, I didn't think Brado was going to have the speed to be able to triple that. He had to hug it really tight, and he was nice to Jake there as well. He could have been very aggressive. The SPX suspension through the whoops, absolutely munching. Over jumps the quad into the corner. He goes down. He takes Jake with him. Now them both going around the outside of this Supercross triple. Jake accelerating off the side of the track. Mike Pelletier not going to be happy with that. He might have to deduct a position or two there, especially as he's not from the US. There is no favoritism around these parts for Jake. As now Brado goes back up the inside again. And good, I mean, I say a good battle from our position. I mean, Jake's probably fuming about the situation right now. As they're side by side again, Jake's going to control the inside up and over the wall. Moves Brado out of the way. A nice aggressive move there from Jake. Who's going to come out on top? I think Brado's got the preferred rhythm. No, now Jake's going to go back past again. Oh, these boys have changed position like 4 or 5 times this lap. And then Brado's going to cut underneath again. This is exactly the same as it was last lap. Side by side again into this next corner. And again, Jake goes for the triple. Can't quite get it. Jake goes down. And he ends up taking Jay Talon with him as well. But Jay Talon was a lap down, so it's okay. Brado getting a bad run through the whoop, so that's going to cost him a bunch of time. That is going to allow Rush now to get past Jake after Jake's mistake. And Rush is now right up onto the back of Brado. So Rush up into P6, I believe. Brado into P5. Neon capitalised from a bunch of those mistakes. Neon is up into P4 now. Rex is actually... No, he's not closing the gap. I'm sorry. Cam has pulled actually a 2-second gap further from Rex. So Cam going about his business. Splash in a bit of a no man's land here. 10 in front, 10 behind. Neon is kind of best of the rest right now. He's sat in that P4 spot. Brado a little bit behind him. Rush a little bit further back. Brock has been making some big moves. As we can see, Brock is driving the machinery here today. There we go. Thank you, MX Bikes. He has come from basically last. He was 28 seconds down in last. He's now 32 seconds down in 7th? 31 seconds down in 7th. So whilst he's lost time to the lead, he has also been doing it coming through traffic. So in terms of actual pace, he can't be too annoyed. But he is not going to be happy with the race position because this man wants to win this championship. Don't get it twisted. He wants this. Willie's going to try and go up to the inside of him. Both quadding into the inside here. Just keeps it clean. They all kind of slot in line with each other. A lot of people trying to all filter to this same line. Willie going on the right side, Brock going on the left. Let's see actually who comes out on top by the end of this section. Willie's going to single into corner. It worked out pretty much bang on the same. That looked like the same gap going into it and exiting it by the end. So W track building from Aiden. Job well done there. Good stuff. Steiner is a lap down. Not something I expected to happen today. Not ideal. I did notice Pumpakasu did not manage to qualify for this. I don't know if he just didn't show up or... No, he did show up. He put in a good time as well. I don't remember seeing him in the heat races. Maybe he just wanted to see where he qualified and just didn't bother to show up. Let's have a little run through then as we go here. We've got 5.5 minutes plus 1 lap left. Cam has extended that lead another second over Rex. It is now 4 seconds in total. Splash still in his no man's land. He's in P3. Neon in P number 4. Good result for Neon. I think he'll be happy if the flag goes out now and it finishes as it is. He does, however, have a charging chapstick not too far behind him. Rush has been making some slow progression as this race has gone on, making quite a few passes. Good damage limitation, although the difference between 1st and 5th in a race in points is still quite a large amount, so he's going to give himself some work to do over these next few rounds. Brado going down behind him. He cases a jump, goes over the bars, so that is going to move Brock up an extra... Oh, no, actually, no, Brock can't capitalise. He was a bit further back than I thought there. So Brock is going to stay into that P7 with Brado in P6. Again, we'll see if Brock can make any more positions up by the end of this race. Cam has gone down. Cam has forfeited the lead to Rex. We're going to stay on board with this because we... Oh, my goodness. Okay, Rex did kind of hook from the right to the left there, but... Yeah, these boys scrubbing through these rhythms so aggressively. A lot of time cross jumps do happen. Thankfully, Cam did not go down, but because he was riding off the side of the track there for a while, he might get cuts. No fault of his own, just wrong place, wrong time. As Rex gave him a face for the back wheel. That has Cam down into P2. Rex has to try and deal with some of these lappers now, as Steiner is giving Braden a little bit of love in that last corner. Steiner liking to be aggressive. Is their teammates though? I imagine they're probably in a call at the same time, having a laugh with each other. Is he going to be a good lapper for Cam? Yes, he is. He slows down, gives him plenty of space. Good friend, good teammate. You love to see that. So Cam's now going to try and set his sights back on Rex, try and gain them precious extra 3 points that he needs. Splash not able to get up and over the Supercross triple though. That's going to make him lose a little bit of time. Huge wheelie to get over that little roller there before the rhythm section. So now we've got Neon in a bit of no man's land. Rush still sitting in that P5. Some lovely Poboso slow physics there. Won't be happy with that. We've got Brado putting Cat an extra lap down from him. Brock's a couple extra bike lengths. So Willie has made the pass on Brock now. See if Brock can rebound, see if he can get a pass done. Both of these boys do like different alternative rhythms through here. Willie going for the quad triple single. Brock choosing to go for the quad triple, I think it is. Brock saying so low through there. Even lower again. Managed to go around the outside of Willie. It almost looked like Willie gave that position up for Brock. It didn't look like he put much fight into that. I don't know if these two are in a call together and Willie's just giving Brock the extra couple of points, but yeah, Willie made no effort to scrub through that rhythm section whatsoever. So very, very, very interesting. Going a bit further back, I mean, Jake was in P4 for a really long time earlier. He now finds himself in that 7th to 9th position, battling with Willie and Brock as well. Everything seems a little bit more spaced out right now. Right guy's back in 13th. Pat's in 14th. He's just gone a lap down after his whole shot earlier. Cam is 5.7 seconds down. That is not a 5-second gap. Let's see. Oh my goodness. He just dives so far up the inside of right guy there. Let's see what it is when timing updates. 5. So Cam just has a lot of cuts by the looks of it. I'd say that's like a 2-second lead. Not even that. It's like 1 second now at this point. So Cam's got about 4 seconds of cuts that he has to overcome. So not only has he got to pass Rax, he's got to try and put a bit of a gap on him also. So see if we've got any battles going on here. We've got Brado and Brock's making more mistakes. Not ideal for him. Cat's gone off the track there. Jake and Willie going back at it a little bit, but just a little bit too much of a gap for any immediate battle. Free Palms was in a podium spot earlier on this race. He's kind of fallen off a bit towards the back end of this. He's now rolling around in 10th, but I did say earlier on in the heat race, I don't know how much Free Palms has been playing the game as of late. This is the first time I've seen him at all this year across Aerial and NSP. So I don't know how much time he's been putting into the game. Might not be familiar with how the road's been forming lately. So still a top 10. Can't be unhappy with it. Hopefully he rocks up next week as well when he can add to that performance, do a little bit better also. So Willie and Jake, lots of cuts between them. Brock's in a bit of a no man's land. Brado's in a no man's land by himself. Rush is not a million miles away behind Neon now, though. So not a great last lap from Neon. Let's watch these two go across the line and see what the gap goes down to. See if there's many cuts coming in. There is. So Neon actually has... I think Neon's got like a second, maybe 2. So Rush could capitalise on this and get a P4. And the difference between the P1 and P5 compared to the P2 to P4, big difference. So right now for Rush, Rax is probably his best friend. He's probably wanting Rax to win this race. Doesn't want Cam to gain them extra 3 points. Free Palms has like 5 hours per the last year he's been on the sim grind. That doesn't surprise me. There's been a lot of people grinding out sim these days since the competitive side of MX Bikes, I think, has gone downhill a little bit this year. I'm hoping next year it'll be a bit of a regain. I'd love to juggle bikes alongside MTG. I'm hoping that I enjoy MTG a lot, to be wanting to put a lot of time into that. I think that's what most people will be playing next year, just because everyone's on an equal playing field for the first time ever. You're not playing catch up with people that already have thousands of hours. You all start on 0 on day 1, which I think is going to be quite cool. It'll be very cool. Getting confirmation from Caden that there are team tactics coming to play for that P7. So like I thought earlier, with Willie letting Brock pass, that is exactly what happened. Willie giving Brock that extra point, it might go a long way. It could come down to a point at the end of this championship. You have no idea. We'll see if there's any more team tactics between Rax and Cam then, because these boys only have 2 laps left to go. It's about to be 1 lap left to go. Cam is right on Rax's booty cheeks. You have to kind of wonder. So most of the time these boys are in the same Discord call. But earlier this race, Cam did also yeet Rax over a berm. So is Rax still going to be happy to move out of the way to let Cam get an extra 3 points? Or is he going to be like, actually, no, you don't do that to me. I won't be your friend. They are on the last lap. We'll see if anything changes. Again, Cam does have 4 seconds worth of cuts, and he's actually made some mistakes this lap, which has enabled Rax to pull further away. The LAP Dizzle is in 11th place right now, so a lap down, but still 11th is still respectable. I don't think he'll be particularly displeased with that at all. We'll see. We'll see if there's any Marvin Muscan to Ryan Dungey tactics going to come into play in these last 2 corners. If not, Rax should cross the line in first. Unless he's going to fake a crash. Let's see. See if he crashes on purpose. I think he's still going to get him on cuts. Yeah, Rax wins that one. Cam is going to cross the line in P2, and he is going to leave with the solo red plate. He's going to be very happy about that. Splash riding around in P3. Just a solid performance from Rax. He wasn't the fastest man on the day, but he got a decent start. Was up there early on. Circulated the track, finishing with another podium to his resume. We have got Neon in P4 right here, and Brado is going to come up just short of that P4. Brado's going to cross the line in 5th. Brock has actually... Wait, did Brock just... Brock has just choked it. He was ahead of Rush. What happened? What's going on here? He overjumped the triple, so then he couldn't stretch out the quad, goes OTB, loses the position to Rush at the end there. So, oh, actually, no, cuts came into play, so he did get it in the end. So, Brado 5th, Brock in 6th, Chapstick, aka Rush, in 7th. Jake had a good race going early on. He faded a bit towards the end. He's in 8th. Free Palms went up to 9th there. You got promoted from that P10 up to 9th. Willie rounds out your top 10. And then we have got the rest of the guys from 11th down to 22nd right there. A decent night's racing. Decent night's racing. And I got sent a little picture before today started. And I got told that... Let me save it so I can just pop it up on screen. I got told that if Cam beats Brock tonight, I have to show off this picture on stream. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because there's been shade been thrown in the NSP pits. I think it's only fair. After Brock put Cam's face on his bike. Cam now has Brock on a leash. In GTA. So there you go. The drama continues. Look at that. That is a stern man. Love to see it. We need an updated Brock picture. We need a do-rag on him. Because this is not Brock's final form. We need the do-rag. But yeah, that was another fairly interesting night of racing, I think. We do unfortunately now have a 3-week break from this series for Aerial SMX. But I'm hoping when the series returns in a month's time that just as many of the fast boys sign up. Because again, on any given night, we can have at least 10 different winners, and I'm here for it. I love to see it. Love to see it. So, let me have a quick read on chat before I love and leave all of you tonight. Christopher says this is some toxicity, but I love it. I love to see it. It's good. Rush got punted by a lapper. That is not ideal. Fuck that lapper. We don't like that. Start cross is so boring, I see as well. Listen, Steiner, I saw some people charge through the pack there. I think you just have to take the positions as they come. But I do agree, starts are very, very important here. You pre-ordered the silver edition of MTG. I hope you use code LINS at checkout. Why not? Because you save yourself 4% and then you also give me a 5% commission. I very much appreciate that if you did. Jake says, what a shit show. Not ideal for Jake. Aussie Ping, that did actually, from our perspective, Jake, it looked like a fun battle, but I did say that you was probably fuming in that moment as well. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it. That's how it goes. Cam says his own teammate just cost him a win from something that he didn't even say. I don't know what's that's been referred to there, Cam. Can I show the leaderboard? Standings, I don't think will be updated that quickly. Let me have a quick look. Let me load up my MXB. Racing. Oh god, I have to. Nico, please make it so I don't have to keep logging into my MXB every couple of days. I've even got Remember Me on. But the website has dementia and it doesn't remember me for very long. Right. Races Sunday today, isn't it? Yes. So Supercross Championship. Scroll. Full standing. Not updated yet. Not updated yet. Out of the hospital tomorrow, Tyler. Tyler, I think that you're going to be a bit of an animal for SMX. As long as you can get in a comfortable position for gaming, you've got nothing better to do than just play MX bikes all the time. So we have points here. However, these were the points before tonight started. So they haven't updated just yet. Let me check, double check points per round. Oh, there we go. Points per round is updated. So we have got Cam has a 6-point lead now over Brock and a 7-point lead over Rush. Splash is up to P4 after missing the first round, so he's going to be happy with that. He's going to be trying to charge through the rest of his championship, trying to get in that top 3. Is there Aiden? Is this their prizes for this championship? Unfortunately, Drew, when it comes to the hairline, they can only fill in what they can fill in. The Widow's Peak is just genetics. But if you can still see, if I get the light in a certain way, it should be... Oh, my hand kind of blocks the light. It should be back, like, here. So, like, all of this has been filled in, but the little peak in the middle, that's always going to be like that. Unfortunately, they can't fix the bad genetics. They can just try and put a little bit of duct tape on it and hope. There are prizes. Is it top 3, Aiden, or is it top 5 in terms of prizes? But yeah, that is, I mean, Cam got second, I suppose. So if he won that, that extra 3 points would make a big difference as well. But only 6 and 7 points difference now from second and third. That's not huge whatsoever. So top three getting prizes here. So Splash is going to be trying to put on a bit of a charge to get towards the top of the pack after missing the first round. Neon's in fifth. We've got OAP Dizzle in sixth, which you'd love to see. Willie in seventh right now. Rax, after missing the first 3 rounds, he's up inside the top 10. Troy, unfortunately, missing this round. Did he miss round 3 or did he just not qualify for it? I can't remember. Tyler looking hella inconsistent. I mean, why go and break your back? I got no idea. Thank you very much, Drew. That will buy me a roll of duct tape. Maybe two. Maybe two. You got called a power abuser by someone spamming Nigel in race chat. What, in these races that just happened? It's crazy work. Or do you mean you was just playing MX Bikes and you server or global banned someone for it? Ah, okay. To be fair, else you do. I know you. You love the power. You love having it. Yes, not ideal words to be saying. If you do the crime, you must be willing to face the punishment. So, that'll do it from me today, gamers. Some very good racing, I think, again. Those heat races were great. The main event, it did seem like they got to a point where there was like a second or two between everybody, but those heat races were very, very entertaining. So, I will see you in a month's time for this series. However, I will see you on Friday for Aerial SMX, which should be quite exciting. And I might do another single stream between now and then just to do a little bit of SMX practice myself. Because it's been a long time since I've actually put a good amount of time into Supercross. The most I get is doing the preview videos for this. So good stuff. Hope you all enjoyed the night. Been another good night. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I think it's only the US really that have much time left. Coming to draw. Where are you coming to us US? I don't see me coming to the US to ride for quite a long time. We're meant to be coming to watch Anaheim 1 in 2027. But the riding aspect, I don't know. Thank you very much, Carl. I do appreciate that. Very long. I always do very long outros, don't I? Right. Good night, everybody. I'm going to fuck off now. Goodbye.